We're gonna take this bland living room. I'm seeing fear and hesitation in your eyes. Infuse it with just the right amount of color. That's a hit of orange. To leave the homeowners,
Holy cow!
Wow.
jumping for joy.
Ah, yeah.
Lauren and Mike are a young couple who have strong ideas on how to be green, but when it comes to decorating their living room, they're totally stumped.
The house was built in the 1950s, so when we bought it, we knew we had a lot of work ahead of us. It's really important to us to figure out how we might be able to incorporate thinking green into our home renovation.
We have a lot of hand-me-downs in this house. It never seemed worth the time or energy to really think about permanent stuff, and now it's the forever house. We want to have a place we can be here for a long time.
My style is very modern, very minimal. The living room is quite a big space, and it is a little bit daunting. I'm really looking forward to making it over to an adult space, maybe the more refined version of us.
This is a great room.
This is the room we'd like you to take on.
So how long have you lived in this space?
2.5 years.
This is not a house to move out of and you want to stay here.
And we want to do it right.
Okay.
We want to do it once, and we want to do it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you thinking for the room? Is this going to be a room to watch television in? Is this going to be a room to relax in?
Lauren's sort of like, you know, maybe we should have a room without TV, and this is more of a formal space, and, you know, kind of on the fence a little bit.
I'm with Lauren.
Yeah.
The women win. No TV. For this job, Christian's bringing the muscle while Julia's my go-to source for eco-style. Lauren and Mike's place. This is a home that they call their forever house. As you can see, their furniture is not so great. They have these old sofas. Their furniture's all hand-me-down furniture. Now, normally I try to work with whatever you've got.
No, please don't.
Okay, done.
Can I demonstrate,
Yes.
actually?
Yeah.
If you, so relaxing for me or having a nap, I have to do the fetal position. It's a little bit like this.
Okay, so you need a new sofa.
We've already bought one.
They've purchased a sofa that we have to work into the design, and I've never seen it before.
Oh, they sent a picture of the sofa.
Oh, please don't tell me this is the color of the sofa.
No. Here, they sent this too.
Oh, much better.
So not orange.
Yes, I mean, I love a hit of orange,
Yeah.
but that's a hit of orange. The fireplace is in really bad shape.
Doesn't look very impressive, does it? Like, I mean, it should be the center point of the room, really, shouldn't it?
I had brought in somebody to take a look at it, and he basically said it was the least safe fireplace he had ever seen. Should we have put a log in there, it could have easily caused the flooring to catch fire.
What can we do with it, Christian? Oil paint on the
Yeah,
inside.
I noticed it was painted. That's not usually a good idea.
I say let's modernize this, clad the fireplace in some kind of stone, like a marble.
Marble has such a heavy carbon footprint that we might be able to find something else out there.
They kind of want something that's not so ornamental, right?
No.
Just really clean details, something like that, right?
But what are we gonna do about the inside? Electric, gas?
Well, you know, there's a lot on the market right now that's natural. It doesn't give off any odors. You don't even need to vent it out. It still gives off a lot of heat.
You research that, you build that.
Okay. Yeah.
What's happening on the walls right now? What color is this?
Do you like this color?
No.
Okay, good.
It reminds me of the color they put in prisons.
It literally makes me feel crazy.
This is going to throw off any of your artwork because it's got that peachy something
Yeah,
coming through.
exactly.
Prison
Oh my
beige.
God.
So we're gonna change that. And I was thinking a gray, one of my staples. Just a really lovely step up from white. And then in terms of drapery, they would like nothing. No window treatments whatsoever. I have to say one of the best features of the room is this giant window because it makes it so light and bright and airy in here.
To me, there's not really a ton of reason to cover it up.
I don't think that this is the type of window that warrants no drapery and no, I'm seeing like fear and hesitation in your eyes.
I really just have such a minimal love of the clean aesthetic. I guess I don't know how that would be pulled off with drapery.
I don't have to go puffy. There are window treatments that are sleek. I think that they should have the option of privacy. I think that it's just going to give the room a level of sophistication. I would like something that's very simple. Silks, if we have any, or cotton. Why don't we do something like, remember that project where we did the blue and white drapes? This. Just super graphic with a hit of color. And then in terms of the carpet, so I think one of these two, but I still want to see them in place. Last thing is a gallery wall. I've noticed that you don't have anything on the walls except for you have this very strong, bold piece. Is this something, a collector's piece?
This is something that I did, yes.
That you painted yourself?
I did. I wanted a little hit of something. I try to create this kind of thing to sort of fill the void.
We better get busy because there's a much bigger void to fill on this side of the room.
I'd love to see some other artists' work up here in this space. I'd love to have sort of a clean gallery sort of look.
So I have the perfect artist that we can mix in and we'll all come together. After meeting with Christian and Julia, we have come up with some great ideas. Instead of the random hand-me-downs plunked into the space, we're giving them a layout with a real conversation area. We're keeping the floors, but they come with a lot of creaky noise, so we're adding a wool carpet to buffer the sound. Once Christian finishes the fireplace, it'll be the focal point it deserves to be. And as for the big debate about the drapery, when Lauren sees it, she'll be convinced. We're going with graphic panels with super clean lines. I just want them to be kissing the floor. No puddles, nothing fussy, and that will address their modern minimalist aesthetic. Lauren and Mike want to go modern in their living space.
It literally makes me feel crazy.
And I want to go marble on the fireplace.
There might be something that looks like marble. I've seen so many great man-made stones right now.
I feel like I'm walking through a giant tile art gallery. Okay, so this is what I love.
Right.
Marble.
It's just that it takes so much energy to quarry it, to ship it. They have some really great man-made tiles that mimic these marbles. This room is all porcelain and some glass.
See, this looks like wood. You have to touch this in order to determine this is
Porcelain.
porcelain. This one is more along the lines of what I'm looking for, but the veining is a bit too subtle. I just want one that looks a little more like the Italian marble.
Right.
So now look at this one.
Oh, this is perfect.
And it's porcelain. And while they're manufacturing, they recycle, and some of that recycled content goes back into the tile.
What's the cost on a porcelain versus the marble?
It's less expensive than marble. Where we're really gonna luck out is with Christian. It's easier to cut than a natural marble.
Love it. Julia's on a roll, so why stop there? For inside the fireplace, she's found an ethanol gel insert that's super safe and easy. Light up the alcohol-based gel, hide the cans behind ceramic logs, and you've got an instant fireplace. Well, this meeting is really to talk about all of the finishes and fabrics that we're going to bring into the space. And I'm very excited, Veronica, that you're going to be here for this meeting. Because you know what? Your mommy was concerned about the drapes. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about are the drapes.
I was definitely concerned about the drapery. I was a little bit worried about the fussiness of drapes.
This is the silk that's going to go on the bottom in a white. And then we're going to have a band of orange and then a pewter band. And then it's going to repeat cream, orange, pewter.
Well, I love the orange. That looks terrific.
Okay.
The fact that I've warmed up to the drapery idea is a little bit surprising. I didn't think she was going to be able to get me there, but she really has sold me on the whole idea.
This is a porcelain tile, and this is what I want Christian to clad the fireplace in.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. And then we're going to retrofit an ethanol gel insert.
Like a fondue set?
Sort of along those lines, actually, but it looks like a real fireplace.
That sounds great. The fireplace is something I'm pretty excited about. I like the eco idea. It sounds really good.
You also mentioned that you had some sketches for me to look at.
Yeah, these ones right here, they're,
Oh.
Mike's dad found them. They're 4 drawings of the city done in the early 70s.
Well, I think that these are going to look great.
I think that Sam's going to really soften my modern edge, which I think is really important. I tend to like things too stark, too minimal, and in the end, it never looks like a complete space.
And stark's not the look we're going for. So bye-bye prism beige, hello soft pretty gray. We're installing doorstop instead of quarter round. It's one of my tricks for a more modern finish. This room's got zero overhead lighting, so lamps are a must. We're looking for oversized shades to illuminate the space and build out the fireplace. Demolition.
Well, I'm almost finished.
I thought you'd be able to salvage it, but it looks like it's all broken up.
Well, yeah, there's not a whole lot left here by the time you start pulling this apart.
Take it out, take it out. What's behind it? Oh, see, that's terrible, Christian.
It is terrible.
No, seriously? Are you going to be able to cover over all this?
Yeah, this stuff came off really nice and easily, right? So I can reuse this somewhere. I got just the job in mind.
Sweet.
And here, I'm just gonna recover this. Given that we're not gonna be burning any firewood here anymore, we can seal that up, keep the heat in the house.
And then the gel insert goes right in.
You got it.
Bring on the heat.
Yeah, we will.
Here's some stools.
So these are the ones we're gonna reupholster.
Yes.
These would otherwise be in the trash. Like
They would, because it's a little wobbly, but we can fix them.
And then we'll use the same fabric on the top of the stool as we do on this cushion.
So what color are you thinking of painting?
Well, I was thinking of painting this base a navy, but I'm not feeling so good about painting teak, especially because this is such a good mid-century piece. You know what I just realized? I think that this is the sofa. It's very long, so Mike will fit on it. I just wanted to see the base of the sofa. Look at that. If we were to have just that little pop of teak to reference the wood base, very nice. Our modern living room update is on its way, and our faux marble tile is eco green.
The fireplace is something I'm pretty excited about. I like the eco idea. It sounds really good.
You want a gallery feel? You need art. Lauren's piece was temporarily filling the void, but she's ready for some refined pieces that are keepers, and I know just where to get them. Marjolin Vanderhart is a mixed media artist whose work is so layered you could get lost in one of her paintings.
My art is about communicating stories, and it's about recreating memory. It's about visually experiencing another place that has a romance and life and light. It's not about creating an image. It's about creating an emotion.
And so how do you get the layering technique?
I work with different papers.
Yeah.
And different types of tissue paper, and you can see on this
Yeah.
the different textures.
And this is like poetry, or is this a novel?
These are actually romance novels and sheet music, things that create stories, things that I have found in used bookstores and different places that people have used, so they have stories with them. This is a whole stack of different types of papers, and everything has patterns, as in any kind of design. Meaning comes from patterns. My latest thing is about making snowflakes.
I love that you're recycling something and turning it into something beautiful.
And taking something and reinventing it, reworking it from its original intention.
Now, when you do this, do you go in that fast and just whoop it up?
I try and work quickly so that the paper just collages together.
Okay.
And I'm just outlining. And because this is about memory, I try and use gray tones, things that have a dreamy quality.
Honestly, this is so awesome, Marjolin. So
I'm glad you like it.
Oh, I love it. I'm definitely going to pick a piece for Lauren and Mike's place. Even the drapery will feel like art when it's done. Horizontal stripes will make the window seem even bigger than it is. The stools were a fabulous find. We're just giving them a little boost and a second life. We're using a bold pattern to unify them and the same pattern on the throw pillows. The drapes are here and the colors are working really well with the paint. This is really going to add a nice graphic punch to this wall. We have a ceiling mounted track-in, and that's going to give them that very modern application of drapery, and those drapes are just going to hit the floor. Our soft woolen carpet is here, and this is just going to provide a really neutral base for layering different decorative elements. But what I'm most excited about is the tile. And Christian has laid the hearth in, and I can't believe how amazing the porcelain looks. It looks like marble. And here you are to finish off the job.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how this worked out, but I'd love to get your advice for the layout for the rest of the fireplace.
Oh, okay, I want to see the pattern. Awesome.
Okay.
Oh,
What do you think?
it looks great.
So I laid it out with veining, so that it sort of points upwards and into the middle. Now I have to take this to the wet saw, and I'm going to cut where I've made my marks.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
See ya. The first thing I need to do is build the frame for the fireplace surround and for the mantle. I'm going to use metal stud on the sides, and I'm going to use 2x3 to reinforce the corners and the front edge of the mantle. I'm using concrete board for the fireplace surround instead of something like drywall, because this is not combustible, will offer really good adhesion for the tiles, and it's really strong. That's looking really good. Now I'm just gonna work my way up the other side, across the front, before I get this nice piece of finished material right on the top. It's gonna look fantastic.
Lauren and Mike were stuck in a world of hand-me-downs. So we're lending a hand and finishing off our more refined version. I love the idea of layering carpets. This one is a woolen silk carpet, and it is like art for the floor. And even our base wool carpet is functioning as a mat for this art. It's adding a layer of texture, coziness, and warmth to the room. It's also defining the conversation area from the traffic flow. Your carpet should be large enough to accommodate at least the front legs of your armchair or sofa. And once I add in another armchair, this is going to be the perfect conversation area. Art on the walls and in the details. It's all coming together. Lauren and Mike's living room needed to grow up. And all it took was a little cosmetic facelift. We layered in pieces, brought in some texture, and gave them a modern space with loads of style.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Wow.
What do you think?
It feels bigger.
Oh yeah, it feels way bigger.
Yeah.
For sure. Goodness, what do you think?
Did you see the fireplace?
You like that?
I immediately was caught by the fireplace. It's gorgeous. It was just falling down before, and it's so beautiful now.
Christian totally revamped your mantle. And the color inside the fireplace is the same color as the gray in the curtains.
I wasn't that open-minded about having silk drapes. The effect of the drapery is amazing.
They're not poofy, they're not filling up the space.
It's finishing off the room and tying everything together. And it also is making it appear as though you have this giant picturesque window.
Right. I think it certainly adds a luxurious tone to the space that, left to my own devices, we'd never have pulled off.
This is a vintage piece. And here's the thing is you have 3 stools, 2 of them vintage, so that you've got extra seating when you have guests over. Like, this is a space that's really for entertaining. Don't you feel pretty sitting on this stool?
Lovely.
Can we take a walk over to your gallery wall? Do you recognize these sketches?
They look so much better. They look gorgeous.
We matted them with really large mats, and what that does is it really gives the sketches presence.
I love the way Sam framed the prints that my dad had given us. They looked like they were made for that space.
Veronica, what do you think of that painting behind you?
What do you think?
I'm really excited about the art. I have one piece here, and then I have another one above the fireplace. The nice thing about Marjolaine is that she layers in texture. Like there's Japanese paper layered in, romance novels
Yeah,
layered
it looks like
in.
a letter or something.
It's bright and really picks up the energy of the city. I just love to have that in our space.
And so what do you think of the entire space?
I love it, yeah. The thing that was surprising for me is just seeing how much you can do through decorating. We've always looked at different ways to renovate the house, and I'm second guessing that a bit now because you can see how if you plan and you put the right stuff in there, you actually don't need to necessarily change your whole house. Okay, so can I test drive the couch?
It's all yours.
Yes.
I was completely amazed at how many environmental choices you can make. It's fantastic that Sam's put all that energy into thinking about the planet as well as thinking about how we want to live in the space.
If you're lucky enough to find your forever house, making the most out of every space is key. Old can be new again. And now, Lauren and Mike have a grown-up modern living room that they can grow into.
I guess I thought that a green reno was all about the solar panels you put all over your roof, but really you can do a lot of small things in simple choices you're going to make anyway to make a difference.
I want to tear it out.
Well, you'll have to come back with your safety boots on. Then you can help me out.
Never have the right footwear.